Yes, we are live. We're doing it. Your pal Hal, right here with you on Backchannel. Thanks for being here, folks. Very excited to talk to y'all. It is Thursday, January 6th, 2022. It seems like mere days ago. It was just 2021. Oh, yeah, because it was. Is it still okay to say Happy New Year? Happy New Year, folks. Um, it's 11:03 on the West Coast here in the home office in Los Angeles, California, or also known as the Green Void. And it is 2:03 on the East Coast, 1:03 in Omaha, Nebraska. Going to be with you till 4 p.m. on the East Coast. Going to be with you till 1 p.m. on the West Coast and 3 p.m. Omaha, Nebraska time. Damn glad to be with you. We're going to be talking about pop culture. We're going to be talking about a little news, some trending topics, and there's going to be goofs. There's going to be shenanigans, hijinks, gags, jokes. Yeah, nonsense. I can assure you, there will be nonsense. Thanks for joining me, Hal Rudnick, right here. Your pal Hal on Backchannel. Sad day, sad anniversary today of just one of the worst events and dumbest events in American history. January 6th, the storming of the Capitol, the insurrection, and a big collection of dumb people did a real dumb thing. And just a black mark on the ledger of American history. So we'll talk a little bit about that as well. And but yeah, there's also going to be pop culture and nonsense to enjoy. And I would love your participation in the show today. I would love for you to talk with us. I'd love for you to chat with us, join the conversation here as we're talking about stuff. Let us know your opinion. If you're on YouTube, you can type in and join the chat. Let us know what you're up to. Let us know what you're up to. Are you working from home? Do you have the day off? Are you just sitting in your pajamas eating cereal? Are you on the couch staring into the void? Either way, I'm glad you're here. And let us know that. So just type in, "Yup, just looking into the eye of the great beyond with a 1,000-yard stare." Also, you can join us on your smart device. If you're listening to us on your smart device in your home, go ahead and get your smart device's attention. Use the magic word "say," and then put anything you want after that. So, smart device, say, "I'm eating fruity pebbles in my PJs." Or smart device, say, "I'm eating fruity pebbles with no clothes on." That might be, you don't have to elaborate too much on that. Okay? Or let us know whatever you're doing. Join the conversation throughout the day. Here are a couple of monologue jokes. For you before we get started. All those motorists, they were stuck on the I-95 in Virginia for upwards of 24 hours during a horrible snowstorm earlier this week. It was so cold. If you had a pillow inside the car, the other side of the pillow and the side that you were sleeping on would be cold. Hey now. Retired women's soccer star Carly Lloyd was dragged on Twitter for criticizing a FedEx driver's package placement on her front stoop. I guess you could say soccer star Carly Lloyd did not get a kick out of where He left that package. Uh, Alternately, you could say you could say that you could rest assured that FedEx driver is not gonna doesn't deserve any orange slices. Okay. Nirvana's the Nirvana kid lost his lawsuit. His lawsuit dismissed. The Nirvana kid, if you know the kid on the cover of the Nevermind album, sued the band, etc. After hearing this, the corpse on the cover of the Iron Maiden albums withdrew his lawsuit. Is that a laugh track from Travis? Thank you, Travis. So, a mom bought a billboard in Times Square to help find her daughter a husband. So far, her daughter has 10,000 messages from weirdos. Thanks, Mom. Uh, in France, some new car ads will apparently be promoting walking. Additionally, some Coke ads are going to be promoting Pepsi. Also acceptable, some Coke ads would have been promoting water. Do you hear about this woman in Long Island? A woman in Long Island, New York, was arrested for giving her son's 17-year-old friend a COVID vaccine in her own kitchen. When asked for comment, she said, "Yo, I also do flu shots, tetanus, and mumps. What do you need?" That's that is our monologue. That is our monologue. I will be writing jokes as we go along, and every once in a while we may see a monologue pop up. Travis, thank you for the laugh track. Producer Travis is here. Travis, how's it going? You've been traveling.
Yeah, I'm coming at you live from beautiful, unbelievably cloudy Medford, Oregon.
Wow, I can't.
Yeah,
You know what? I've never seen you outside of your garage, so this is refreshing.
it's a whole new me. I'm in the back room of my dad's house.
Uh, okay,
Yeah,
okay, gotcha.
yeah. There's no bit there. That's just where I'm at. It's okay.
Nice.
It's where the router is. So it's where when I've been here before, and I've had to teach lessons online. So as soon as I got in, I had about 20 minutes to get this whole thing set up, and I'm like, I know what to do. It was nice to not panic.
Um, oh, just getting a message from Rob Schaeffer here on Twitter. By the
Oh,
way, we put up a poll that we're going to go to later in our this or that segment. But and yeah, I know it was touch and go for you traveling up to Oregon this morning. What time was your flight?
a little bit. Yeah, I had an 8 a.m. flight, and I live, so painfully close to the airport. I got there at like 7. Everything was fine. Took the bus to the new terminal, and it was this whole pleasant experience. And then right before we boarded, they said, "Hey, so by the way, there's some inclement weather in Southern Oregon, and the landing assistance system at the airport is down for maintenance. So there is a slight chance that we will be unable to land and have to turn right back around." I was like, "Oh, I don't want that." Turned out to be a false
Yikes.
alarm. Apparently, the landing system was working. I'm not sure who had what intel or whatever, but it was a very easy flight. Save for at one point they asked if anybody on board was a medical professional, and I turned up my headphones. I'm like, I don't want to know the outcome of this
Oh
situation.
wow.
Yeah.
Is there a doctor on board? So you don't know if it was a heart attack, a baby being born, or what?
No, it could have been both for all I know.
Gotcha, gotcha. Um, And but so they were saying that we might have to do a U-turn in midair.
Yeah, because I guess most flights have what they call like a secondary destination in case something like that happens. They have a problem and they cannot land where they're intending to land. This
Wow.
flight was so short and the airline is so small and so cheap. It wasn't Spirit, it was Allegiant. So we almost were just short of getting out and push starting the plane. But they're so, without resource that their secondary destination is just where they took off from.
Wow.
Yeah. So I would have just flown right back to my house.
Well, glad you made it up to snowy Oregon, yeah?
Little bit. It's more rainy today, but it's been a winter, a real winter thing here. A real thing, a
Sure.
real winter, a classic winter thing. There's
Oh,
been
one of those
snow.
classic winter things.
No, it's classic, and that's like I was going to drive up after that wedding. I ended up not going to either, but that was an absolute non-starter. There is a mountain
Oh,
pass when you
wow.
cross from California to Oregon that is off limits. It's too full of snow. You can't go up it. They're not letting anybody through.
Gotcha.
Yeah.
Would uh, how long is the drive from Northern California to Southern Oregon?
It is about the same as going from Northern California to Los Angeles. So 5 hours ish, something like that.
Okay.
Yeah. And I mean
Gotcha.
southern, the most southern. As I said, my dad lives in a town called Medford, and my grandparents used to live in a town called Ashland. That is legitimately the first town over the border. You're practically still in California.
Gotcha.
Yeah.
Gotcha. Uh, well, I'm glad you made it. I'm glad you got set up. Travis, let's what do you say we jump into the Twitter sphere, the
I would love to.
Twitterverse, and look at some of our trending topics here. And first off, yeah, it is January 6th, 1 year ago today. I don't know about you, but I was like, holy crap, put on the news. All hell is broken loose. And I fear that people forget that this was about as intense as it gets. Like the very foundation of democracy was attacked based on a bold-faced lie to which there has still not been a single shred of evidence.
No.
But people believe it because one of the great con men in the history of the world has snookered them all.
God. Yeah, it was a real scene, and it continues to be just as confounding. The fact I think I heard the figure they've arrested somewhere in the realm of 730-ish people since it
Wow.
happened that were connected, either directly or indirectly.
Speaking of those wonderful people, had a couple of thoughts on them. So, have you heard about? Do you know this woman Jenna Ryan, who was real estate agent? So she was a real estate agent who flew private to publicly storm the Capitol, and she afterwards she was contacted by the FBI, and she literally tweeted. I don't know if you could find this tweet from Jenna Ryan, because it is brilliant and horrifying at the same time. She said, "Sorry, I won't be going to jail because I'm blonde and white."
Whoa.
Yeah, if you could find that Jenna Ryan blonde white tweet, uh, and pop it up on the screen, it's it just shows like how divorced from uh, or just like how tone deaf and boneheaded this woman is. And thankfully, she was wrong because she has been. You found it? Yeah. Definitely not going to jail. Sorry, I have blonde hair, white skin, a great job, a future, and I'm not going to jail. Sorry to rain on your hater parade. I did nothing wrong. Turns out she did plenty wrong, and she's got 60 days in prison
Wow.
coming up. 60 days in prison. And she posted some she posted some TikToks talking about how she is looking forward. She's going to make the best out of prison, and she's looking forward to losing weight because the food is not good. So she's just gonna like try to in 60 days. She's gonna try to. She said this, so I'm not talking out of school here.
Right.
She wants to go from 170 to 140, and like it's prison. It's not Jenny Craig. It's not weight loss camp for domestic terrorists.
Yeah.
Yeah, really, just completely tone deaf there. And also, if you want to lose weight, Travis, my secret:
Hmm.
laxative tea. Laxative tea. No, I'm just kidding. I would not. I do not and would not. Yeah. So and if you saw her, she's definitely giving off like radiating massive Karen vibes, Jenna Ryan, and but she's trading in her live, laugh, love sign for three hots and a cot.
Ah.
And Travis, your friend just joined the chat.
Oh, good. Good. They've come to see if I made it to Oregon all right.
Yes. Oh, well, the Russian bots, maybe they're trying to stir up
Oh,
some.
this is like a national holiday for them.
Yeah, right? Yeah, trying to stir the pot a little bit more. And yeah, so, a couple other folks as far as the Capitol rioters go.
Hmm.
There's this guy, Kyle Fitzsimmons. And when he was talking to his mom and his aunt, so Kyle Fitzsimmons um, was in there punching cops, got pepper sprayed, like he was like right in the thick of things. And he told his mom and his aunt that he was on a religious pilgrimage. That's why he was there.
Oh
Uh,
no.
yeah. I guess he belonged to the Church of Fighting the Police. Congrats on your baptism of pepper spray, you violent moron. Uh, and and he said that they should start a GoFundMe for his political for his bill or his legal bills, and because he has fans out there who will say this guy gets it.
What?
Uh,
What?
yeah.
This.
Um, I mean, but that being said, there probably are fans of January 6th,
Yeah.
but I think it's going to be very hard for him to marshal that support into some kind of legal fund for him. Um, and then he's basically just a racist xenophobe because
Oh right.
there was footage at this guy at a meeting of the New England legislature, or Maine, in Maine, meeting of the legislature, and he said he was nervous about immigrants coming and ruining their Yankee New England culture. It's like, you know, New England, like what's the Yankee New England culture that he's worried about? Like, immigrants aren't going to stop you from going to Dunkin'. Immigrants aren't going to stop you from tailgating at the Pats game till you throw up. They will gladly join you. Like, yeah, just hateful, racist person, as probably a large majority were. Uh, and just a couple other thoughts. Two guys at the Capitol riots were there's this guy Ronald Sandlin who smoked weed in the Capitol and took pictures of himself smoking weed, and then there was another guy, Thomas Paul Conover, who was arrested. Both are in custody. Thomas Paul Conover was arrested holding a Coors Light. Or not arrested holding a Coors Light. He photographed himself holding a Coors Light. So I think the guy who photographed himself smoking weed in the Capitol and the guy who had the Coors Light in the Capitol how could they not coordinate and meet up to have the
Right.
weed and the beer?
Yeah.
Like that would have turned it into, at least it would have been epic to like to just take the party to the next level.
Yeah.
You know, man,
Missed opportunity there.
absolutely missed opportunity. Like those two guys shaking hands, that would it would have been like that Predator photo. Uh, um, and see, any other thoughts here? Oh, there was a guy who was a former police chief in California who was arrested at the Capitol riots, and
Wow.
he has decided to represent himself in his trial,
Good.
and joining the proud tradition of people who've represented themselves, including Charles Manson, Ted Bundy, and Newman from that one episode of Seinfeld where he got a speeding ticket. So esteemed company there, and yeah. Oh, and there was another guy who was named James Beeks, who was an actor on tour in the touring company of Jesus Christ Superstar,
Oh boy.
and uh, he was arrested, and like he's a Broadway actor who stormed the Capitol, and he but his resume includes being in the Broadway production of Kinky Boots, and he's also linked to the violent militia group, the Oath Keepers.
Oh
So
no.
that's some range. You got to give it to the guy for having from Kinky Boots to the Oath Keepers. That's some real range. Rob Schaefer chiming in. I highly advise against representing yourself in court because you know what they say. The person who represents themselves in court has a fool for a client.
Mm,
Mm-hmm.
that's good. I like that.
Yeah, yeah. So those are just a couple of tidbits looking into some of the individuals part of the mob on January 6th. Let's take a look at what's trending on Twitter in regards to January 6th and see if there's anything worth reading here.
Let's see if I might pull this window back up. I'm down to one screen for now, so it's doing a little bit of
Gotcha.
a tab hockey.
Yes, tabs and or windows.
Mm-hmm. Here we found it. Yes, there we go. We're learning on the job.
Nicely done.
Thank you very much. Hey, look, it's Jen Psaki. Isn't that cool?
Oh,
Right on.
I should say, by the way, for
Yes.
in regards to Rob Schaefer,
Uh huh.
Travis,
Uh huh.
Rob
Go away for no
Schaefer,
reason.
what's that? Yes, Rob Schaefer, he is an attorney, and I will say, if you find yourself in legal trouble, maybe wrongfully accused, maybe rightfully accused, and you need someone to give you the best chance possible for justice, and you find yourself in the greater Omaha, Nebraska area, you can do no better than Rob Schaefer, attorney at law. Bam. Nicely done. Nicely
Got it
done.
in.
Thank you. Thank
You
you.
just reminded me of the entire movie Wrongfully Accused.
At Ralph's.
The Leslie Nielsen joint.
Oh, I don't think I've seen it.
It's in the, in the mosaic of your Naked Guns and your airplanes. It's not a good one. It's not the best one, but it's a fun one.
Sure, sure.
Yeah. It's pretty stupid.
I very much enjoy those Leslie Nielsen in his late career comedy movies. Naked Gun is one of my faves, and Airplane, absolute classic.
Yeah.
So let's see what What's going on? Lawmakers mark a 1 year anniversary of the storming of the U.S. Capitol. On Thursday morning, President Joe Biden and Vice President Kamala Harris addressed the nation. Yeah, Biden really called out Donald Trump as being the guy behind this, which, I don't know what rock you're living under or what you're how you're fooling yourself if you don't think that he caused this. Like you literally had him saying "fight like hell." Like it was all about the big lie. Okay, so you can't stress that enough. And then you had people like Rudy Giuliani screaming "trial by combat." Like you had a frothed up, riled up group of people who have been just dosed hard by QAnon and the big lie and all this, and they were ready for it. Like going into the congressmen, senators' offices. Yeah, just hard to believe, hard to fathom. On Thursday morning, President Biden, Vice President Kamala Harris addressed the nation. Members of Congress held a moment of silence on the House floor, and lawmakers shared their experiences to mark the 1 year anniversary of the Capitol insurrection on January 6, 2021. A pro-Trump mob stormed the U.S. Capitol and disrupted the joint session of Congress that was assembled to officially count the electoral votes in hopes of overturning the lawful results of the 2020 U.S. presidential election. Former President Donald Trump canceled a news conference he planned for Thursday at his Florida resort Mar-a-Lago, saying he would address many of the same topics at a rally in Arizona on January 15th instead. Yeah, that's what a crap show that would have been to have Donald Trump addressing bringing people to Mar-a-Lago on January 6th, unless Mar-a-Lago got stormed. That would be kind of that would be a fun turn of events. But otherwise, yeah, let's see if there are any other interesting tweets to this. After a year of insurrection, Capitol Police Officer Aquilino Gonell's injuries still affect basic tasks like walking, playing with his son, putting on clothes. Yeah. Like I saw, there was a sign. I saw a sign, like a lawn sign in Florida, that was like, it was right wing and it said Blue Lives Matter, but then there literally, this is gonna sound like I'm making this up. On the sign, there was an asterisk. It said Blue Lives Matter, an asterisk, except for Capitol Police. Like, what? So insane. So insane. Let's take a look. See if there. What else? I work in a crime scene. I return to the crime scene every single day. Yep. Rob Schaeffer says, I'm against rioting. However, for VP Harris to compare the 1/6 riot to Pearl Harbor or 9/11 is not a good look. You know, I absolutely, Rob. I agree when you just take it at face value, because the loss of life and the damage, like, it's hard. Like, there's no comparison there. You're absolutely right when you just go by the literal events of the day. 100%. 5 people, I believe, died on that day, as opposed to 3,000 in 9/11, and a good number. I think it's, I could be wrong. How many people died in Pearl Harbor? I need to search that. Is it 2,000? I'm guessing 2,000. But where the comparison does have merit, I think, is in the attack on democracy, showing how fragile the seat of government is, and giving a blueprint to maniacs. That's what makes it a day that will resonate and live in infamy in U.S. history. And just as far as its echo effects, it does move to, I think, just below those days as far as how impactful it is. So I don't think it's as far off, but I absolutely see what you're saying, Rob. Just like the literal, by the letter of the law, the like property damage, obviously the buildings collapsing, planes crashing, people dying. Yeah, it's not close to 9/11 in that way. Does it not even, you know, yeah, the same ballpark. How many people died in Pearl Harbor? Yeah, 2,403 Americans died in Pearl Harbor. So, yeah, that's, yeah, just as far as Holly Gutierrez. Holly, thank you for joining us. Good to see you. Thank you for coming in with the dark. I almost, you know what? Thank you, Holly. And Holly, glad to see you here. I was almost going to say thank you for coming in with that information. I almost called it, and I apologize. I almost called it a fun fact. Yes, it's a fact. Not fun. Reporting the death toll at Pearl Harbor. Dark trivia, yes. Great to see you, Holly. Good having you here. So, yeah, but I think you know, we can agree that, yeah, a dark day in history. Moving on, we're not going to spend all this time talking about the nightmare of a year ago today. Let's jump into some other trending topics here, and also lighting up the Twitterverse. Oh, well, this is Travis. I know you're a basketball fan, and
Yeah,
Kevin
if we're
Porter
going where
Jr. Did you see
we're
this
going
story?
where I think we're going. I'm like, we're not going to lighten this up.
Yeah, we're not going to lighten it up, but it's just like a mind-numbing story, just pretty horrific. So, basketball game last night: Houston Rockets, Washington Wizards. Just a run-of-the-mill regular season game with two less than stellar teams. Washington having a decent year. Well, a player named Kevin Porter Jr. hit a game-winning three-pointer to beat the Wizards as a buzzer beater. It was a great shot. Unfortunately, Kevin Porter Jr. He's got had some. He's had a rough upbringing, and his father went to jail for shooting someone and murdering someone. And the Wizards announcer, when Kevin Porter Jr. hit the three-pointer, he said, you got to give credit. Kevin Porter Jr., like his dad, pulled that trigger at the right time. It's like, ugh. What? Like, ugh. That's fireable, you know?
Oh, yeah. That's line drive right into left field or whatever territory.
Yeah, that is, like, unbelievable. Like, how could he like, that's like the darkest, like, possible thing you could say to, like, oh god, like, sometimes, yeah, a true yikes, very, like, absolute, like, more than cringe, mega cringe. And this is like, sometimes, I don't know about you, like, maybe I'll have, like, I've got, like, a dark, weird sense of humor. So, like, that, even that, I can't even imagine saying that to, in my private time to, like, a friend, like, hey, this is the darkest joke possible. Like, that is just beyond. LeBron said, "Oh, he thought this was cool, huh? Nah, we ain't going for this. Sorry, but this ain't going to fly." How insensitive can you be saying something like this? Beat it, man. I pray for you, but there's no place in our beautiful game for you. Yeah, I mean that sums it up.
Yeah.
And then this guy, the announcer, came back and said that the Wizards had a player named Kevin Porter years ago, and he thought Kevin Porter Jr. was that guy's son. But you figure, like, so, and he's not, and you'd figure the guy who works for the team would know.
Oh, that's so unfortunate.
Like, I don't know. What do you think of that? Of this excuse?
I mean, that's the irony of the at that time being the Washington Bullets, not lost on anyone. Um,
Oh yeah,
I think look that's a colossal screw up mental lapse. That if that were the case, because I consider myself kind of plugged into the NBA. I didn't know that about Kevin Porter Jr.'s father, or about the player Kevin Porter, who was on the Washington Bullets in the 70s and the 80s. I don't listen to the Wizards broadcast. I can imagine that being a mistake, but that's you kind of got to take it. That's you got to take the L on that. You're done. You're done. You're out. Like,
yeah.
sorry.
So, yeah. Just yeah, hard to fathom. Hard
Yeah.
to fathom. Oh, additionally, let's keep it in the sad zone. All right,
All right.
let's keep it in the sad zone.
We gotta we gotta counteract how much fun we had yesterday.
Yes. R.I.P. director Peter Bogdanovich.
Father of Bojan Bogdanovich.
Oh, yeah. No, not to be confused with NBA player, either the brothers, Bojan or Bogdan Bogdanovich.
Yeah.
Yeah, Peter Bogdanovich. He had a great run in the 70s with films like The Last Picture Show, Paper Moon, and others. Also, great film historian. He did some wonderful interviews with series of interviews with Orson Welles, and Orson Welles, who just had a great, one of the great minds and actors, writers, filmmakers in Hollywood history, and just had a checkered past and had a tough run in Hollywood. Peter Bogdanovich sat down and really picked Orson Welles' brain. Orson Welles, a true genius, but Peter Bogdanovich, great filmmaker in his own right, film historian, and also survived, went through a good deal of tragedy in his life. His, I believe, fiance, who was a Playboy playmate, Dorothy Stratton, was killed by her ex while she and Peter Bogdanovich were engaged, and just a horrible story. That that tale was chronicled in a movie in the early '80s called Star 80, so Peter Bogdanovich, Oscar-nominated director of movies like Last Picture Show, Paper Moon. Off-screen life was as colorful as his films. Has died, and R.I.P. And absolutely, just a great run, quintessential '70s filmmaker. And the '70s were just an amazing decade for just Hollywood and movies in general. So R.I.P. Peter Bogdanovich. Let's revisit a story that we talked about yesterday. We discussed Novak Djokovic and the Australian Open, and apparently, so they said they were going to make an exception for him, and then they said his visa was canceled, and now he's like stuck in Australia. Can he play? Can't he play? They were going to give him a vaccine exemption. So the world number one tennis player, men's tennis player, his visa was canceled after he could not provide appropriate evidence to meet entry requirements to Australia. The Australian Border Force said on Thursday the defending Australian Open champion arrived in Melbourne overnight after Tennis Australia CEO Craig Tiley said they had granted him a medical exception from COVID-19 vaccination requirements to play at the tournament, a move that caused uproar in the country. Prime Minister Scott Morrison said he had been advised that such an exemption was not in place. Djokovic now awaits deportation, but a court hearing on the cancellation of his visa has been adjourned until 10 a.m. Monday. So, yeah, this is a wild story. Australia, very stringent COVID protocols, lockdown rules. Yeah, so, but it does seem like, he's he's a VIP, so he gets special treatment. And there's been an uproar in this country when politicians have gotten special treatment. Like, they talk about, like, Gavin Newsom got in a lot of trouble, some political hot water when he was out having dinner at one of the finest restaurants, a very high-end restaurant, the French Laundry in Northern California, and then he was flouting any like mask protocols. So yeah, when VIPs get special treatment, causes a stir, and Australia having a real reaction to Novak Djokovic here, and so. Yeah, it looks like he will not end up being able to play in the Australian Open, which is one of the Grand Slams, which is Grand Slam, one of the 4 Grand Slams in the tennis world. Let's see what else is trending here. Back to January 6th, Lindsey Graham, Senator Lindsey Graham, who is just a caricature of himself, has gotten some backlash for he criticized President Biden for politicizing January 6th. I mean, it's a politically charged day. I wonder, what brazen politicization of January 6th by President Biden? I wonder if the Taliban, who now rule Afghanistan with Al-Qaeda elements, present, contrary to President Biden's beliefs, are allowing this speech to be carried. What? Okay, that doesn't even make sense. Also, the day literally was to an attempt to overturn democracy, to stop the validation and the vote count of the U.S. presidency that was stirred up and riled up by the sitting U.S. president. Like, if you can't politicize January 6th, like this isn't like, politicizing gun control or woman's right to choose or anything. No, it's the insurrection day, pal. So Lindsey Graham, no sir, I don't like it. What a schmuck. Let's see. Chris Noth, we've been following that here. BuzzFeed reports that Chris Noth has apparently been edited out of the And Just Like That finale following the his sexual assault allegations from multiple women. So this has been just an ugly, unfortunate saga if you've been following this at all. So his character died when he got off the Peloton. And so that was some bad PR for Peloton. And they got into kind of a little Twitter kerfuffle with with the folks in Sex and the City, or the new Sex and the City reboot, And Just Like That. Rob Schaeffer says, Hal, I am fluent in dumbass. Senator Graham is making the comparison, the 1/6 riot, to Biden stranding thousands of Americans in Afghanistan. There you go. There you go. Thank you, Rob. I appreciate that. I will come to you for all of my dumbass translation needs. I appreciate you. A legal scholar and very fluent in various forms of communication. By the way, Rob, if you need any translation help, I am fluent in gibberish. I am practically a scholar in gibberish. So I would be glad to return the favor anytime. But yeah, so this Chris Noth thing, and then after Chris Noth, so Peloton, they made an ad like after the Sex and the City with the bad PR for Peloton aired, and then they made an ad saying, nope, it didn't kill him, he's still alive, and they brought him back for this ad, and then the floodgates opened up, and all these women came forth calling out Chris Noth as a sex predator, as a rapist, as a sex criminal, and now everyone is doing damage control. Peloton scrubbed that ad, pulled it down. All the Sex and the City stars are just being put on the spot. Like, what was it like working with this guy? Do you have any comment on this? And so this is and he's lost endorsements and all these things. And so now we see that apparently he was going to be in the season finale, and he is there no more. So there you go, an update to that story. And let's see. Travis, anything else catch your eye as far as trending topics here?
I've been scrolling, and we might have a classic slow news day. I mean, aside to the anniversary of the Capitol riot.
Yeah, the anniversary of the Capitol riot. Great. Let's jump in.
The Grammys have been postponed indefinitely.
Oh, the Grammys have been postponed. I think we talked about this before a little bit. The Grammys have they've lost their luster a little bit in this age of streaming music. And Rob says, don't sell yourself short. You're a scholar of gibberish and a PhD in nonsense and a master of shenanigans. I thank you, good sir, and salute you. The Grammy Awards, because of Omicron. Oh, did you see that rapper Omarion came out and said, I am not COVID?
Good for him.
Yeah. You know what? Sometimes you got to make the distinction. Sometimes I have to tell people that, yes, I am Hal, but I am not the computer from 2001 Space Odyssey.
Yeah, but you're brothers, right?
No, that's not how that works.
Oh.
Yeah. No.
Oh, damn. All right.
The Grammys have been postponed because of Omicron, and formerly they were going to be on January 31st, and at the Crypto.com Arena, formerly known as Staples Center. We've talked about that before on here, and so TBD Grammys, and but yeah, they kind of have. First off, there's so many. Like, okay, in entertainment, you know, like in movies, it's like, okay, the Oscars are the big dog, and then you got the Golden Globes, which kind of handles all like movies, TV, uh, and then you have like all the lesser ones, like Critics' Choice, People's Choice. You have the SAG Awards, but with music, it seems like, all right, you got the Oscars, and then you got the Billboard Awards, and then it starts to like get like parsed and very specific. Like you've got the CMAs, you've got the Source Awards, the Hip Hop Source Awards, and it seems like there are so many. Like what matters, and also albums and records. Just that name, a record, like that is named after an old, like antiquated piece of technology that's obviously retro, and at this point, like people collect, have their they listen, they still make vinyl, but the music industry has changed so much in our lifetime. Like, do people listen to the complete albums anymore? It's all about streams, downloads. People get their music from different places. Yeah, it's less about like listening to the radio. It's less about watching music videos. So yeah, so much has changed in our lifetime. How much does the Grammys matter, even? And yeah, so it will be the Grammys. Will be another time. The Grammys will be. The Grammys have been moved. Travis, let's jump into our Twitter deep dive. And yesterday we took a look at the Twitter account belonging to the Cheesecake Factory. Today we're gonna spend a little time with a rival of the Cheesecake Factory, a place that might be frequented by Dominic Toretto. I say that because when you go there, your family, I can only be talking about Olive Garden. Today's Twitter deep dive, we are going to see what is happening with the Twitter account belonging to the Olive Garden. And we're all family here. Listen, you, your brother, your neighbor, your postal worker, the clerk behind the counter, the guy who's trolling you on Twitter, whoever it is. When you come here, family. We're all family here. Join us for dine-in or order to go delivered car side. There you go. They'll bring it right out to your car. U.S. and Canada. Wasn't aware of that. A robust follower count exceeding that of the Cheesecake Factory. 414,000 followers belonging to Olive Garden. And let's take a look at what kind of content Olive Garden is putting out in the world. So, Olive Garden is asking, which is your favorite to cozy up with during soup season? I guess winter is soup season. Okay, and here are their soups. Travis, come on in and weigh in on this. Which of these soups? Riyadh is in the house. Hello, Riyadh. Good to see you, pal. Stacy. Oh, Stacy says she still listens to complete albums. Very nice. And Stacy says nobody should be criticizing Joe Biden. I appreciate that. Yeah, he's been getting a lot of flack lately. He inherited a real crap storm, so you got to give him a little credit there. So Travis, come on in and let's talk about soup season, Travis.
Some of these I didn't even know were soups, so that takes up about half the field right there.
Right. So this is a poll from January 4th from Olive Garden. And as far as soup season goes, here are their soup choices. Chicken and gnocchi. Gnocchi.
There it is. They had it. Gnocchi, I think.
Gnocchi. Gnocchi.
Ganache.
Pinocchio.
Yes.
Pinocchio. Ganok. Gnocchi. I would say gnocchi. If I was trying to say it to my server in a restaurant, I would say and I'll have the chicken and gnocchi.
I know what that means.
Great.
There you go.
Great.
Yeah.
Potato pasta. Thank you, Holly Gutierrez.
Hey, medium facts.
Thank you for breaking it down. Okay. Yeah, I'll have the potato pasta. I'll have the chicken and potato pasta. And don't make fun of me because we're family. Okay.
Because I'm here.
Because I'm here in the Olive Garden. Zuppa Toscana. I don't know. Okay. What's more? A lot of these are fun to say. Minestrone. Pasta e fagioli. Oh, my mom is in the house. Mom, which of these soups? I know you're on. My mom has been going through some medical stuff. She's a fighter. She's kicking butt, and I'm so glad that she's on the mend. But oh, Holly says hi, Mom. Mom, if you were to order one of these soups, which would it be? Chicken and gnocchi, zuppa toscana, minestrone, or pasta e fagioli? Maybe
Wow,
am I a
so easy.
basic B? Am I a basic? I was gonna say, am I a basic for just saying I'd go minestrone?
If that is the case, then me too.
Yeah. Call me a basic B because I'm just going minestrone all day. Rob Schaeffer chimes in. Gnocchi, pronounced gnocchi or gnocchi, is potato dumpling. Very good, Rob Schaeffer. My mom goes minestrone as well. Deborah Rudnick chiming in for the minestrone. What do we? Yeah, it's soup season. I didn't even know that was a season, by the way.
Oh.
There's soup season. There's pumpkin spice season. There's cuffing season. You've heard of that, right, Travis?
I feel like that may coincide with soup season and pumpkin spice season.
Because you need snuggles, right?
Yeah, because you're so cold.
Oh, okay. So with the one you cuff, then
Sure.
you eat the soup together, right?
Exactly, and yes,
Oh,
and drink pumpkin spice perhaps,
and there's bathing suit or beach season, bathing
Beach
suit
season.
season.
which is not cuffing season.
Not
That's where
cuffing
the cuffs
season.
come off.
I associate. I mean, this is a little old school at this point, but Holly's going off the board for broccoli and cheddar. Okay, Holly, I'll accept it, but that's a little bit of a cheat. A little bit of a cheat. Also, a couple of these I didn't know what they were. Like, I don't know what pasta fagioli is. Like, I guess it's a soup.
Me neither.
I guess it's a soup with pasta in it, right?
One would hope.
Yeah. Whatever. But like, I used to associate baseball season with spring. You know?
Right. Yeah.
But I think people still do that to an extent, but it's getting to be a little old school. Holly says, I guess this is in regards to soup. The heart wants what the heart wants. Holly, putting you on the spot. Here's a question for you. Oh, my mom says I shaved and I'm looking good. I did shave this morning. Thank you, Mother, for noticing. Listen, a mom's got to notice. Holly, cheddar and broccoli cheddar soup, or French onion? French onion soup, so good, such a decadent treat. Rarely do I have it. Let's pause for a little station identification here. You are hanging with your pal Hal. It is just after noon o'clock, 12:02, here in the home office in Los Angeles, California. It is 3:02 on the East Coast. It is 2:02 in Omaha, Nebraska, home of Rob Schaeffer, attorney at law. And we're going to be with you till 4 o'clock on the East Coast, till 3 o'clock in Omaha, and until 1 o'clock here on the West Coast. I appreciate you hanging out, spending part of your day with us here on Backchannel with me, Hal Rudnick, a.k.a. your Pal Hal. Also, I would love for you to participate in the program. We are fueled by many of your comments and your thoughts chiming in. If you want to talk about soup, if you want to talk about Olive Garden, if you have any thoughts you want to share about what we were talking about January 6th, and the sad anniversary for America, let us know. You can do that by typing into the chat on YouTube or on your smart device. Get your smart device's attention, use the magic word say, and then drop in whatever you'd like after that. So smart device, say tomato soup for the win, or smart device, say I am mental for lentil. Let us know your feelings on soup and everything else. Shout out to Tim who joined the stream, and also would love to hear any of your thoughts on the show. Go ahead and head on over to backchannel.tv if you'd like to leave us a review. And say some nice stuff about us. Appreciate that. Holly says broccoli cheddar. That's it. No competition. Rob Schaefer says French onion all day, every day. Where my soup people at? Soup gang. Hashtag soup gang. Travis, let's go back and take a look at a couple of more tweets from the place where we're all family, Olive Garden. Hey, looks like we've covered all the essentials. Bread, soup, salad, wine. Forget about it, your family. I like it. By the way, this is not a paid endorsement for Olive Garden, but Olive Garden, if you would ever like to sponsor the Your Pal Hal show, I promise you this. I will sing your praises. I will talk about being family. And I will crap on all of the other fast casual family-style restaurants out there. I will excoriate Outback Steakhouse. I will take Red Lobster to task. And I will go scorched earth on TGI Fridays. That is my promise for you, Olive Garden, if you ever want to be a sponsor of the Your Pal Hal show. Okay, my mom chiming in says lentil soup. And that was Your Pal Hal begs for a sponsor, a recurring segment that you never know when it's going to pop up. What else? What else is this corporate Twitter account saying? We enjoy the corporate Twitter accounts here. Wishing you all the happiest of holidays. Our restaurants will be closed today, but closed on Christmas. Olive Garden. What if I want to spend Christmas with my family? Hey, Travis. Can you come in here for a second? Travis, yes. Would the world implode in like an Inception-like event if I went to Olive Garden and watched a Fast and Furious movie on my phone in Olive Garden with my entire extended family around me?
God. Oh, God.
That would be would that throw off the space-time continuum?
Yeah, you'd make a new fault line under your table.
Yes.
Everything.
The Earth would be thrown off its axis.
Like, that is a break glass in case of family emergency.
That is a family emergency. That's exactly what that is. Or is it just maximum family?
Did you hear about that crater that opened up where the Olive Garden used to be? Yeah. Family emergency.
Yeah, Holly Gutierrez calling it right here. Let's pop that comment up.
Absolutely.
Travis, the best Chiron guy in the biz, by the way. Travis Reeves for all your Chiron needs, and not bad when it comes to sound effects.
I'm working on a new system.
Listen, when I was riffing on some of those jokes earlier, I appreciated that laugh track.
It came to me in the moment. I knew you had to be there. There's nothing. No joke sounds good when there's no one around.
It depends. Like there are shows without laugh tracks. There are shows without laugh tracks.
That's true.
That I do
no,
like.
absolutely.
But,
I guess I've never been comfortable telling a joke in an empty room.
Travis, welcome to the story of my life. That's going to be the title of my autobiography, Telling Jokes in an Empty Room. Oh, have you ever done a late night improv show in Los Angeles?
I've done a bit show, but not an LA late night improv show.
Yeah,
I've been to a fair share.
Yeah, I've done back in the day. Like I got to do like a lot of shows. Like since then, I've gotten to do a lot of shows at the Groundlings and UCB and stuff. But back in the day, I would do shows where the improv team would outnumber the audience on the reg. The reg. So that's paying your dues. All right, let's look at a couple of more Olive Garden tweets before we move on. Here, Merry Christmas from our family to yours. Yeah, apparently not. Don't come. don't bother us. Nah, but I believe people should get the day off. Forgot to buy a gift for someone. Here's our friendly reminder that e-gift cards exist. Should that say forgot to buy a gift for someone who you kind of don't care about? Forgot to buy a gift for someone and you want to make it kind of a gag gift?
I would love, honestly, I think this is a perfect gag gift. Not just the gift card, but it in a bouquet of breadsticks.
Yes. Oh, yeah. The bottomless breadsticks.
Yeah.
Oh, my God. All right. A couple more. We got some folks chiming in here. Stacy said, I love chicken noodle soup because it's so tasty. It'll keep you warm all through the winter. Stacy knows what soup season is. Hell yeah. And then Tim says, soup. I like that Italian wedding soup with the little meatballs. Hey, that's a nice zuppa. Thank you, Tim. By the way, my Italian accent is sponsored by me being 1/8 Italian. Thank you very much. Santa, show Santa how good you've been this year. Ship the cookies and give him a special treat, breadsticks. I don't know if Santa needs all that carbs.
And milk? Breadsticks and milk. Whoa.
Oh, yeah. Like, okay, give me, if I'm going to have breadsticks, okay, there's three potential things I'm probably going to order to drink at Olive. Maybe I might stick with water. If I'm feeling kind of crazy, I might go like Diet Coke or beer or wine. Yeah. At Olive Garden. The milk, Travis, good eye. You gots to get rid of that milk. That is a gross combination because that flavor profile does not compute. Those breadsticks are kind of buttery. Maybe is there a hint of garlic to them as well? Maybe, salt. And then milk. I'm
moving on. I can't stand it.
Rob Schaeffer says, forgot to buy a gift for someone you want to know that you forgot to get a gift for. I didn't care that much, and here's something that shows that. Oh, God. And Holly pointing out, that milk looks like glue. Fun fact, Holly, it probably is. And because when you are set dressing on an ad, take it from someone who's been in multiple food commercials. Uh, my first ever commercial was that I ever got to be in was for Wendy's, and the yeah, it is glue. Like for milk, they use glue, and you should have seen the amount of attention and just spraying and arranging they did to this Wendy's burger that was on set, like inedible. Those breadsticks ain't real either. Yeah, or if they are real, they've been just sprayed to give them a sheen. They probably got like literally shellacked with something. So they might be real breadsticks, but I will guarantee you, Santa nor anyone, not Santa nor no one, would want to eat those breadsticks after they've been prepared for commercial photography. That's for damn sure. All right, Travis, a couple of more scrolls here, and then we're and then we're going to peace out on Olive Garden. Stressing about the holiday? Take a minute to pasta pause. All right, stop. Oh, what does that say? Can this feeling of pure pasta?
It says, carry this feeling of pure positivity with you. Pasta pause minutes today. 1 minute.
Oh
What?
boy. Oh boy. You know what? In Mean Girls, they said, "Stop trying to make fetch happen." Olive Garden, stop trying to make pasta pause happen.
Yeah.
It's not a thing.
Yeah.
Not a thing. But positivity. Holly Gutierrez. I think Holly Gutierrez is a fan of positivity. That's right on. My mom says the commercial food we were describing sounds gross. The colors of the holidays. All right, so yeah, it's just one dish after another, some clumsy phrasing, but fun to make fun of. That was our little bit of a deep dive into the Twitter account of Olive Garden. Tim is asking on my commercial, did the burger have its own dressing room? Tim, not only did the burger have its own dressing room, it had a trailer that was bigger than everyone else's, a personal assistant, a team of handlers, a publicist. Like, that burger was treated better than the people on the set. But listen, I was just a young actor, just scratching and clawing, trying to make his way, and I was just happy to get the part. Happy to get the part. I was just happy to be the co-star. To that, I was happy to be a supporting actor for the best actor, the Wendy's burger. Travis, what do you got?
So the call sheet was hamburger and then Hell Redneck.
Pretty much.
Right
Much. There was Travis, do you know the actor Scoot McNairy?
Is that a real?
Yes, it is.
So
okay,
no.
so I'll take that as a no.
Okay.
But if you IMDb'd him or Googled him, A, you might recognize his face. B, he's got a pretty solid IMDb.
Oh, okay. This guy's looking for. Okay, this is
He was
very
in True
much
Detective season 3. He had a
Yeah.
solid part. I think he was in
he was
Argo.
Frank. That's where I know him from immediately.
He was in what?
Frank, which was a movie that I really, really enjoyed. With
Gotcha. So anyway, I just bring him up because he's gone on to a much more successful acting career than I, and he was in that Wendy's commercial with me.
Wow! Look at that.
There you go. Scoot McNairy. Scoot, if you're watching, good on you, pal. Good on you.
Yeah, I don't know, I think you might...
Tim says halt and catch fire. Very nice. So I guess Tim knows of the Scoot. Tim knows of the Scoot as well. Very cool. Let's move it right along here. And actually, let's jump over. Oh, Travis, let's go back to that BuzzFeed list with the 36 celebrities that have
Oh,
that have an age. We were having fun riffing on that yesterday.
that's right. We're having too much fun.
Too much fun. All right, so BuzzFeed put out a list of the 36 celebrities who have not aged in 25 years, and this can kind of ramp us into rechecking our poll from yesterday. Okay, so there were 36 celebrities, and we went through about a little less than half the list who, in 25 years, remarkable genes, moisturizers, all the, you know what, just enough facial injections so they don't look like bizarre creatures. Have you heard about those sad brothers from France that died, Travis?
No. Sad
Okay.
Brothers from France. No.
Okay, so let's bring up the French brothers. I think their name. It's going to be weird because Peter Bogdanovich died today. French brothers, COVID.
Oh, no.
Bogdanov. Can you bring up a picture of the Bogdanov brothers? Rest in peace. Don't know much about them except I've seen them. I didn't know who they were before I saw them. Travis, you find them?
Working on it. Oh, my word.
Yes. These gentlemen, no strangers to plastic surgery. Actually, very well acquainted with it. Now, there's a young picture of them in the middle there. Can you bring that up?
Love to.
So, they're fairly handsome guys, right?
Yeah.
Like, it doesn't, like, normal looking. Like, those look like a couple of, like, French bon vivants. Couple
Yeah,
of,
regular.
yeah, couple of good looking fellas. What the hell did you do to yourselves?
Oof,
Oh,
oof.
boy. Oh, wow.
Ay,
Oh,
ay, ay, ay.
yeah. I mean, I don't want to speak ill of the dead, but I guess I am. No, it's rest in peace. Both unvaccinated, and crazily enough, they died days apart of COVID. So, yeah. But yeah, they did not make the BuzzFeed 25-year challenge. So, there's that. Yeah. But had you seen pictures of them before we just does that image
Yeah, that's definitely that's something I've seen before in the past. I had never put a name or any kind of identifier to that. In fact, wasn't even sure that was like a real thing. Good
like
Lord.
I've seen their pictures on clickbait before. Like it pops
Right.
up and it's like you won't believe what this celebrity looks like now.
Right.
And then I'm like, whoa, I don't know who these people are. Is this even real? And yeah, so I think sadly, that's kind of their legacy. Am I right? Like, I don't think I'm talking out of turn mentioning this.
Yeah, no, it's
Travis, just please validate me. Just please validate the
yes,
statement I
that
just
is their
said.
legacy. It certainly.
Oftentimes, Travis, and I think it's fun that I'll just point that out. This is a segment called Your Pal Hal Begs for Validation, which is
Okay.
basically the whole show. Right, Travis?
Yes, and also I do. That was not for lack of wanting. I should also disclaim that I am currently in the throes of a booster shot, and it is coming down on me, real quick. The clock is ticking.
Listen, not all heroes wear capes. Producer Travis soldiering through in the after effects of getting that booster. Yeah, I got my booster last month, and
Yeah.
it let's just say I napped a lot for
Sandman
those
is
2 days. Yep.
coming. Sandman
Oh.
is coming.
Oh yeah, you are going to CPCP 99 Town in about 40 minutes here.
Yes.
By the way, it's 12:22 here in the home office, Los Angeles, California, and 3:22 on the East Coast. Going to be with you at 4 o'clock East Coast time. Going to be with you till 1 o'clock West Coast time. All right, let's jump back into this list. And yesterday we asked, there he is. There's Jay-Z at 28 years old, looking very fresh-faced and young, Jay-Z. And let's see him 25 years later. At 52, he looks great. He looks great. You know, no gray hair. That maybe he used a little. Maybe he combed a little Just for Jay-Z in there, a little Just for Men. But Jay-Z looks great. Very nice, very nice. Listen, he's got 99 problems, but aging ain't one. Moving on. Travis, what else we got? Celine Dion. There she is. Her heart will go on. 25 years ago at age 29. Okay. Slim. Looking good at 53. Still looking slim. Chin pointy as ever. There she is. Celine Dion. Travis, can you pop in for a sec? I have to admit something shameful to you, Travis.
Please.
In the early 2000s, I was in Las Vegas, Nevada, at the Caesars Palace Hotel, and there was Celine Dion was doing a residency at Caesars Palace at that point. The same way Britney Spears does, and I think Aerosmith was doing a residency. One of those Vegas residencies, and there was a mannequin wearing a Celine Dion T-shirt. That the mannequin didn't only have movable limbs, but it also had movable fingers. And I took both the mannequin's hands and turned them, and then I put all of the fingers down, except for the middle fingers.
That's classic.
And
That's
I
great.
got admonished.
By who?
By someone who worked in the store.
Oh, well, whatever.
Sorry. Pranked.
Yeah, it doesn't seem to hurt her none.
Yeah, it doesn't hurt her none. All right, Celine Dion. Still looking slim after all these years.
Big
a real
yoga
wispy.
mom energy.
Big yoga mom energy. Oh yeah, got the bottle, got the sling bag. Yeah. Out in a field, big yoga mom energy for sure. All right, let's keep scrolling here. BuzzFeed, Madonna. All right, I don't know about this one. I love Madonna. I would love to see Madonna in concert. Madonna has a song catalog and just her influence on pop culture, and she's been just beautiful, sexy, all of it. But Madonna has done a lot of stuff to her face, and she's in various, and also I don't want to talk about. I feel like she tries to really shoehorn her sexuality into things still, and it's like, maybe do it a little less. Holly Gutierrez says Madonna has had so much work to look that way. Okay, so here she is looking great in her 30s. All right, let's see the next picture, Travis. BuzzFeed. You just played yourself. What are you talking about? Look at too much. I mean, okay. And here's the thing. Okay, there's Scoop McNairy.
Sorry.
It's getting old is hard. Listen, I got some snow on the old dome here. Yeah, she doesn't look like a real person anymore. It's like, but easy for me to say. It's tough, and especially like being in the spotlight, because you know, as a as anyone in the public eye, and it's not lost on me that especially Hollywood and beauty magazines have unrealistic beauty standards for everyone, and it poisons young people, and especially for women. It's not fair. Like, it's not fair the way Hollywood treats Liam Neeson, George Clooney, compared to Deborah Winger, or just any woman who hits their 40s and higher. So that is not lost on me. But that being said, oy vey, yeah, Madonna's looking a little. Yeah, I don't know what to say about that. Putting her on this BuzzFeed list of people who haven't changed. There were some changes in those two photos. I am sorry. Tim chimes in solidarity with producer Travis. The booster made me quite sleepy as well. The booster made Tim quite sleepy as well. All right, Travis. What else we got? What else we
Still
got
here.
on this?
Still here.
Thank you. Thank you.
Still let's see. Let's blow past Madonna wax doll. Cindy Crawford.
Yeah, Holly Gutierrez says clearly the BuzzFeed crew were high.
Well, this is actually reminiscent. Remember, there was another BuzzFeed article that we took a look at, I think last week, where the first 6 to 7 examples were like, yeah, that's it. And then the other 20-something were like, what?
Yeah, you're fishing. You're fishing. Totally. Cindy Crawford, I think this might be a good one. Cindy Crawford at 31, one of the premier supermodels. And then... See,
yeah, that's great.
She looks good, fairly natural. Yeah. Solid. You know what? Cindy Crawford, still get it. Not that she'd want it. Julia Roberts. There she is. Yeah, Holly says she looks great. Julia Roberts, yeah, and real. Julia Roberts looks great. Yeah, for sure. She's a voter. That's good. Gwen Stefani, there she is. Looks like appropriating some sort of culture. And yeah, Gwen Stefani. I guess Blake Shelton is doing wonders for her at 52.
My goodness.
Brandy, I mean, still a young lady now to this day. There she is at 18 years old. Brandy had the world. She had the sitcom. She had The Boy Is Mine. Looking different, but still looking fierce. Good for Brandy. Ricky Martin. Oh, you know what? Yeah, Ricky Martin was a real sex symbol in the 90s, the early 2000s. There he is at 26. And hey, looking older but more distinguished at 50. Also, he looked great in that assassination of Gianni Versace. He was in that. And yeah, Ricky Martin has aged very well. Easier for a guy, though. Easier for a guy, like we were saying. RuPaul. Yeah, there's RuPaul just looking very energized at age 37. Yes. Fierce as well. And yeah. RuPaul looks great. RuPaul, I would say, is ageless. Because, like, when I look at RuPaul and, like, you know, Drag Race, or, like, just any time, like, I see RuPaul in, like, a magazine or, like, on TV, like, she always looks fantastic. Or RuPaul Charles when he is not in drag. Yeah, he keeps it together big time. And like I wouldn't. It's hard to tell. Oh, is that RuPaul today or is that RuPaul from like 10 years ago? So good on RuPaul. One last one, and then we'll probably finish out this list another day. Halle Berry. So yeah, like I was just thinking about this because Halle Berry's in her mid-50s, and I watched her in the movie that came on Netflix, Bruised, which I recommend. A little formulaic, but it struck the right notes in a movie you want in one of those. I'm a boxer trying to pick up the broken pieces kind of redemption movies, and she looks fantastic. Not just like as a beautiful, attractive woman as she is, but that movie was very physically demanding. Like she was in some very realistic MMA scenes. Yeah, and she looks terrific. And she in the movie, conceivably, as how old is she here?
55.
55-year-old woman. She was playing a woman who was probably supposed to be 20 years younger than her, because you consider being an active MMA fighter. Like, you don't see many MMA fighters north of 40. So at 55, essentially playing someone in their 30s for all intents and purposes. So Holly Gutierrez has a good point that Ricky Martin cheating with the beard. So that is your BuzzFeed list that we partially dove into today of celebrities yesteryear and today. Are they? I guess this could be a segment called "Your Pal Hal Judges People's Appearance." Once again, I apologize. All right, it is 12:34. Right here on Your Pal Hal Show, we're going up till 1 o'clock. And on the West Coast here, we're going up till 4 o'clock on the East Coast, going up till 3 o'clock in Omaha, Nebraska. Travis, let's shift gears and go over to some Recs and Reviews. We got one for today. And if you wouldn't mind bringing up the Rotten Tomatoes page on The Lost Daughter. So this is a film that just hit Netflix over the weekend, and it's making a lot of the year's 10 best lists, The Lost Daughter, and I really liked it. Wow, so it's got the critical reception. It's got a critical reception here of 95% on the tomato meter. But that's crazy. The audience score, 44%. Surprisingly low. I would love to read, just get like a little cross-section of some of the critics' reviews and the audience reviews. But first I'll say, I really enjoyed this movie. I mean, it was a psychological journey into a damaged woman played by Olivia Colman. Olivia Colman, who plays this middle-aged woman who's on vacation by herself, and through a series of flashbacks and present-day events, we get to explore her psyche and her relationship with herself, with her daughters, with her husband, and it's the acting in this film is so sharp and startling. Olivia Colman might very well be wearing the heavyweight belt as the best, most compelling, versatile actor working today. Because if you look at Olivia Colman's body of work from the British comedy shows that she was on in the 90s and early 2000s to her work today in stuff like this film, The Lost Daughter, The Favorite, which she won Best Actress award for. Also, there's another, she's got a show currently on the air called Landscapers. She is so engrossing, so versatile, and so good. And she, her inner life, like the way she manifests the wheels turning and her motivation and thought process from scene to scene is so good. And all of those powers are on display here in The Lost Daughter. Additionally, there's an actress named Jessie Buckley, who many of you might be familiar with, who is amazing. So I had gone into this movie thinking, like, hearing, oh, it was Olivia Colman and Dakota Johnson, who, yes, she's in this movie and she's very good as well. But Jessie Buckley stole the show for me after Olivia Colman. Jessie Buckley playing young Olivia Colman, young Leda. Olivia Colman played a character named Leda, and she is fantastic. She was wonderful in a really bizarre Charlie Kaufman film from, I think, last year called I'm Thinking of Ending Things, which was, if you like kind of Charlie Kaufman, who wrote Adaptation, Being John Malkovich, and Eternal Sunshine of the Spotless Mind. If you like that vibe, I'm Thinking of Ending Things is a little bit weirder, and gets a little Lynchian. Jessie Buckley is fantastic in that, and she's so good in this. Like, I give them both the nomination, I say. So if you want to see some great actors, a psychological journey, and kind of a slow burn, this film is about small moments. It's not as bombastic. It's not about, like, someone kidnapping a daughter and some craziness happening. I expected it to be a little bigger in what happened, but it's a powerful story about memory, regret, growing older, mothers and daughters, mothers and children. Absolutely worth checking out. It stuck with me. A lot of the images and moments in this film resonate, and I thought it was great. Written and directed, adapted for the screen and directed by Maggie Gyllenhaal. And Maggie Gyllenhaal's partner, Peter Skarsgård, is in it in a small role. So, Travis, I would love to just pop in here and see what some of the critics are saying versus the audience score that did not apparently care for this film that much. Let's take a look at some of the critics. Great. Richard Brody of New Yorker, whatever the conventions and shortcuts of literary adaptation that the movie reflects, Gyllenhaal has thrown down a gauntlet to filmmakers and producers, to the movie industry at large, and to the future of the art. Wow. So this is that's strong praise. Real Views says, although not much happens during the course of The Lost Daughter, the film's tone exerts a powerful spell. Yes. See, that's what I was saying. Like, it wasn't as bombastic. You didn't have these huge moments, but it was about the psychology of the people in the film, and that I found engrossing. No one says what they mean in Maggie Gyllenhaal's astonishing directorial debut, The Lost Daughter, but everything they do say is loaded with meaning. Yeah, it resonated. The Lost Daughter, a sharply crafted, clear-eyed interrogation of the less than likable parents, ebbs and flows of the strength of this reality, along with a few immense performers from its veteran ensemble. Yeah, just the performances drive this movie. The subtle little moments that happen in between life. That's it. In between moments. One more here. Gary Kramer from Salon.com. The Lost Daughter certainly raises as many questions as it answers, which is why it's so gratifying. Gyllenhaal's film is mysterious, too. It sinks its hooks into the viewers and does not let go. Yeah, and it also, it keeps you guessing. It doesn't tell you everything at once, as many films might do, but it kind of lets you piece it together and be wrong and then stumble upon the truth. And yeah, it's fascinating in that way. Great. Let's if you can, Travis, can we get some of the less than stellar audience reviews? All right. Needs more Buckley, less Coleman. Disagree, Andre. My elderly parents and I watch lots of movies together. We chose this based on the cast and awards. We suffered through until the end, hoping for something redeeming. It was awful. My dad declared it the worst movie he had ever seen. My mom walked away halfway through and did something else. So disappointing. I think that's a short attention span, quite frankly, because this is you're watching a psychological journey, and like you're watching actors act. And I will say, maybe that's not just maybe, that's not everyone's cup of tea. But Mary P., you're wrong. Unlikable characters, bad plot, this one to miss. Watching paint dry is more entertaining. No. I disagree with nameless with nameless avatarless profile. A new M, so fresh and an absolute must see. Agreed. Here's a 1.5 star. 1.5 stars. Whilst the acting is brilliant, the story really doesn't go anywhere or really make any sense. Olivia Colman's character is deeply unlikable, so hard to sympathize with. The story is just strange, and the characters put into scenes with no real meaning or purpose. Disappointing. See, I disagree. It worked for me. It clicked. I saw Olivia Colman as an uncomfortable, regretful, damaged character, and that made her, the simplicity of her navigating life that much more fascinating, because she was bad at life, if that makes sense. And her awkwardness, I just found it brilliant. I just found her bringing to life these moments brilliant. Olivia Colman's best acting ever. An incredible movie about a subject we don't see very often. Yeah. Acting was very strong, but story a bit disjointed and waiting for my to happen. Just kind of left characters hanging. Still gave it 3.5 stars. Yeah, here's the thing. Like I said, I expected it to be a little bit more bombastic. I think it could have. I think it could have been. But there was still enough for me to really come away liking this movie. Last one I'll read. The acting is phenomenal, especially from Olivia Colman and Jessie Buckley. Yes! And it does an excellent job of getting the audience to understand the stress of parenthood. However, the film tried to build up so much tension that never reached its breaking point. The film left in several details that ended up being completely extraneous to the story. Why include the scene with the pine cone? No spoilers, though. What was the point of Ed Harris's character other than to introduce another failed parent? The movie felt all over the place. I disagree about Ed Harris, and I see what you're saying, but it did add up for me. So that's those are just some thoughts on The Lost Daughter. Absolutely worth checking out on Netflix, but beware, you're in it for the performances, and it's a slow burn and a psychological study watching these folks go about life. 12:47 on the Your Pal Hal show. Let's go to the polls. So, let's catch up with yesterday's polls and a brand new poll for today. In our let's just call it the this or that segment. You got a this or that Chiron laying around, Travis? Yeah, he does. Travis Reeves, best Chiron guy in the biz. Alrighty.
Thank you. Navigating my way to the polls currently.
Heck yeah. Oh, let me see that picture of that guy, that January 6th.
Yeah, that was
Happy January 6th to men who wear these sunglasses.
I tell you, I am in the one of the West Coast capitals of this entire vibe right now. Medford, Oregon. Woo!
Stay safe, pal. Stay safe.
Big red states they're everywhere. Let's see here. Another poll? No. Not quite. There we go.
All right. So, for today's this or that, before you vote, let me just explain. This was a this, that, the other thing, or something else. So it was a this, that, the other thing, or something else. Best French fry. But Rob Schaeffer pointed out that I forgot to put, or I don't have curly fries in there. Which would you eliminate one of these choices to add curly fries?
I don't think I would, because that falls into a similar category as sweet potato fries to me. They're so specifically flavored.
Yeah.
Because these are all variations on the same potato.
There you go. So skinny fries, crinkle cut, waffle fries, steak fries. Travis, go ahead and vote for one, and then let's see where we're at.
I think, you know what? It's always a treat when I have... No, I'm going skinny fries.
Boom. Skinny fries. 33.
They're the most useful.
What's that?
So they're the most useful.
Oh, as far as like dipping and stuff?
Yeah, and you can put them, if you want to be a weirdo like me sometimes and put them in the burger, you can do that. It's not a huge mess.
Yeah, put them in a burrito.
Oh.
Skinny fries, 33.2%. Crinkle cut, 16.3%. Crinkle cut, bringing up the rear. Waffle fries, second place at 29%. Steak fries, 21.5%. My mom going off the board for curly fries. Holly Gutierrez, waffle, 100%.
Nice. Do you know, because I really don't know what that is that gives curly fries that taste. Like, what spice thing?
That's a good question. What are curly fries spiced with?
Yeah.
What gives curly fries flavor? I'm going to Google that for you right now.
All right.
What gives curly fries flavor? What makes curly fries taste different? Unlike classic French fries, which are usually just sliced potatoes fried in oil and salted, curly fries tend to have a golden orange-brown coating as well as seasoning that blend that's heavy on onion and garlic powders.
Oh, yeah, totally.
There you go. Hal, 3 out of the 3 last polls were having a typo. The singular fries is fry.
Steak free.
I know. Thank you, Rob. I noticed that after I posted it, but then FRIE, I'll leave it. So there you go. Coming in 4th place, the crinkle cut. Third place, steak fries. 2nd place, waffle fries. 1st place, skinny fries. Is Hal 3 for 3 polls with having steak free? What are those?
Steak free.
Steak free. Holly Gutierrez says paprika on those.
The curly fries.
Yeah. All right, let's check out our poll from yesterday as far as most handsome, Stamos or Rob Lowe. Stamos or Rob Lowe. two 50-something handsome guys who. There we go. There it is. Rob Lowe ends up winning it handily, 55.2 to 44.8. There you go, with 288 votes in. And we also asked about the best cookie. Is chocolate chip the best cookie? And chocolate chip was walking away with it yesterday. Yeah, there you go. Chocolate chip winning handily. Almost the way Joe Biden beat Donald Trump in electoral votes. 66.8 to 33.2. Chocolate chip it stakes its claim. Yay. Best cookie. There you go. That is our this or that segment. And now it's time for a little segment of the show we call rejected segments. Rejected segments. These are segments that we talked about doing, and then we decided, for whatever reason, not a great idea. Not a great idea. So it's rejected. This segment, this rejected segment, is called Hal Takes a Fake Prank Phone Call. And like we just workshopped it, and then we were like, no, like it's a little confusing. It's kind of childish, and like it involves this prop phone, and like, okay, how are we going to get across that it's a prank phone call? Like, would it be like, yes, hello? No, yes, my refrigerator's running. What do you mean, go after it? Oh, are you saying that? Oh, no, you're saying running, like running down the street. Oh, yeah, I get it.
Hey,
Who is this?
Um,
Why are you heavy breathing into the phone? Tell me who this is. Tell me where my daughter is.
all right, that's all right. Now this has gone on. I gotta break the. I gotta.
Travis, I
pop the bubble.
started doing the rejected segment again.
Yeah, and you started. You went deep on this one. This was a whole storyline.
Yeah,
What-
I went into like Liam Neeson in Taken.
I really want to see Taken, but that's the phone.
Where have you taken my daughter?
The
I have a
one-sided
very
phone.
particular set of skills. When
Oh,
I hang
God.
up this tiny princess phone, I will come for you.
That was a one-sided phone call.
Yes, Holly Gutierrez, thank you. I appreciate that, Holly. And you know what? I appreciate everybody who spent some time with your Pal Hal today, January 6th. Travis, thank you, sir. Glad you made it up there safely. I will see you tomorrow.
Yes.
Thank you to Holly, my mom, Rob Schaeffer, everybody who's chimed in. Thank you to Tim in New Hampshire. Thank you to Stacy, Riyadh, Skill Killer the Rapper up in Oregon. Everybody who has been a part. Why does Hal have that phone? Rob, I will tell you why I have that phone. It's a little thing called doing sketch comedy for 20 years. That's why I have this bird, this phone. What else? There's a lot of. Trust me. This. Rob, I hope that answers your question. I appreciate you being here, pal. I appreciate everybody. Thanks to everyone at Backchannel for having us. And thank you again, producer Travis, for making it work. And everybody, I will see you tomorrow, Friday, 11 a.m. on the West Coast, 2 p.m. on the East Coast, 1 p.m. in Omaha, Nebraska. Thanks for hanging out with us, and stick around Backchannel for more fun throughout the day. Bye-bye, everybody.